Hello, my name is Tyler Molnar. This is my story of the Trojan horse. So, there were two groups, the Trojans and the Greeks. The Trojans lived in Troy, a small city in Asia, and the Greeks were at war with them for 10 years. The Greeks were trying to break into Troy, but they were unsuccessful over 10 years. The general Odysseus of the Greeks decided that he was going to come up with a master plan to get into Troy. So, he got all of the Greeks together. Everybody's grouping up. He said, what we're going to do, we're going to build a wooden horse. And we're going to bring it all together. We're going to get some soldiers in it. And we're going to act like we're leaving. We're going to get on a boat and act like we're leaving. So, this is what it's going to look like. We had a boat. We had all of these people hop in this boat. We had some Greeks hop in the boat, hop in, get going, drop one. They're heading. And then the horse is built by the Greeks. The rest of the Greeks hop inside. They hop inside. They bring it up. They stop it right in front of the wall of Troy. And the rest sail off into the sea. The soldiers, the Trojans, say, hey, what is that? What is this? And this must be a gift of war. It was tradition back then. You know, for anyone that lost the war, they always gave a gift to the people that won. So the Trojans said, hey, we'll take the horse. They're leaving, but, who knows what's going to happen. The horse comes inside. And the people of Troy said, oh, I don't know. I think we should burn it down. It's not something we want. And the Trojans said, no, absolutely not. We're going to keep it. It's beautiful. And then the Trojans decided, just go to bed. Everyone just goes to bed. Everyone's just going to bed. It's all good. No problem. And then, boom, out of nowhere, all of the 30 soldiers come out in the middle of the night, and they let open the wall. They let open the wall. The rest of the boats, they come back. The boats come back, and all of the Greeks come back in. They come back in, and they break it down. They're through. They fight the Trojans. And they win the war. And they completely destroyed Troy. Now, some lessons to take away from this. The Greeks, they were pretty smart. They were sneaky. But they knew that 10 years of the same thing was never going to work. This go around, try to get over the wall, the really strong wall. It never worked. And then they found a second option that ended up working. That can be used for math problems, English problems, social studies problems. History has taught us that sometimes the first option is not always the best option. Now, the Trojans, they kind of just accepted this gift as if it was, nothing else, nothing scary. But they didn't really take precaution. The Trojans had decided, hey, bring it in. Now, if something seems too good to be true, in some cases it is. So, kind of taking that precaution, even things like, if you want a chocolate chip cookie and you bite into it and you're like, oh man, there's so many cookies here. And then they end up being raisin, sometimes it's not always as good as it's going to seem. So the Trojans, they should have been more wary. Now, the Greeks, they kind of worked very well. But the reality is there are lessons to learn from this. So it was great talking with you guys. Thank you for watching the story of the Trojan horse.